Today we will try to explain our meditation retreats important factors. I want to ask you what is the most important thing for you to do in this Buddha's dispensation. How do you think? According to Buddha's teaching, there is one short stanza I want to recite. Jaheya Sabha Sanyoga Kriya Sarana Jano Chiriya Dita Siso Wa Pataya Ichudam Patan. What is the meaning? Number one, Jaheya Sabha Sanyoga. You must relinquish all factors, all bonds. Sanyojana. This is most important thing. Why? These sanyojanas in time of death appear in your mind. These patterns, such as attachment to sensual pleasures, worries, remorse, angers, etc. Near death moment, if they appear in your mind, that unwholesome dhammas will produce to be reborn in one of four woeful states. So, to relinquish these factors is most important thing, one of the most important things. Number two is Kriya Saranatano. You must do your own refuge. Others can do nothing for you. Buddhas are showing the path leading to the Nibbana only. They do not, they are not savas. You must do your own refuge by yourself. This is second important thing. Number three, Chiriya Deda Siso Va Pataya Ichudam Padam. There is one person whose turban is burning. What is the most important thing for him to do at that time? The most important thing for him to do at that time is to extinguish this fire burning to his turban. But Buddha says, please put aside to extinguish this burning fire. Please try to relinquish Sakkaya Ditti, identity view. This Sakkaya Ditti identity view is main fundamental factor to be reborn in woeful states after death. So because of this reason, please put aside the burning fire in your head, on your head. Please extinguish the identity view Sakkaya Ditti, wishing for realization of Nibbana. For realization of Nibbana, how you should do, how you should try. You must practice Noble Eightfold Path. What are Noble Eightfold Paths? Number one, Samadhi, right view. Number two, Samma Sankappa, right intention. Number 3, Samma Vaca, right speech. Number 4, Samma Kammanta, right action. Number 5, Samma Ajiva, right livelihood. Number 6, Samma Vayama, right effort. Number 7, Samma Sati, right mindfulness. Number 8, Samma Samadhi, right concentration. Altogether there are 8 factors. These 8 factors are called Noble Eightfold Path. This is the only way leading to the realization of Nibbana. Again, if we summarize this Noble Eightfold Path, there are 3 trainings. The training of morality, the training of concentration, and the training of wisdom. What is the training of morality? Samma Vaca, right speech. Samma Kammanta, right action. And Samma Ajiva, right livelihood. These 3 factors are the training of morality. Samma Vayama, right effort. Samma Sati, right mindfulness. Samma Samadhi, right concentration. These 3 trainings are the training of concentration. Samma Ditti, right view. Samma Sankappa, right intention. These 2 factors are the training of wisdom. While practicing Noble Eightfold Paths, there are some meditators who had already practiced Sila and Samadhi. For example, 5 group bhikkhus, Panchavagiya bhikkhus. They had already practiced Sila, purification of Bhaju. They have enough concentration. Because of this reason, Buddha teaches them directly the training of wisdom. Samma Ditti, right view, and Samma Sankappa, right intention. What is Samma Ditti? In Mahasatipatthana Sutta, Buddha explains Katamaca bhikkhave Samma Ditti Yandokhe Jnana, Dukkha Samudaya Jnana, Dukkha Nirodha Jnana, Dukkha Nirodha Gaminiya Patipadaya Jnana, Ayam Uchati bhikkhave Samma Ditti. In this way, Buddha taught. What is the meaning? The right understanding of noble truth of suffering, dukkha sajja, by direct knowledge. The right understanding of the noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya sajja, by direct knowledge. The right understanding of the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, nirodha sajja, by direct knowledge. The noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering, dukkha nirodha gamini patipada ariya sajja, by direct knowledge. These 4 types of direct knowledge is called Samma Ditti, right view, right understanding. Samma Sankappa, right intention, is associated with Sammaditthi. Samma Sankappa applies the mind to the Four Noble Truth object. At that time, Sammaditthi understands the Four Noble Truths only. Again, there are some meditators whose virtue is purified. At that time, Buddha does not teach them for the purification of virtue. Buddha directly teaches samadhi concentration. For example, in Sijja Samyutta there is one sutta which says that Samadhi bhikkhave bhaveta samahito bhikkhave bhikkhu yatha bhutam pajanati kincha yatha bhutam pajanati idam dukkhanti yatha bhutam pajanati ayam dukkha samudayoti yatha bhutam pajanati ayam dukkha nirodhati yatha bhutam pajanati ayam dukkha nirodha gamini padipadati yatha bhutam pajanati. Bhikkhus cultivate concentration. A bhikkhu who has concentrated mind understands the Dhammas as they really are. What does he understand as it really is? He understands as it really is. This is the noble truth of suffering, dukkha, sijja. He understands as it really is. This is the noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya, sijja. He understands as it really is. This is the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, nirodha, sijja. He understands as it really is. This is the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. In this way, Buddha teaches. Because of this reason, for clear understanding of the Four Noble Truths, you must cultivate concentration. Again, there are also some meditators who has no purification of virtue. For those who have no purification of virtue, Buddha teach Noble Eightfold Path systematically. Number one, the training of morality, sila. Number two, the training of concentration, samadhi. And then number three, the training of wisdom, panya. So these sila, samadhi and panya, Buddha teach systematically, stage by stage. So please try to see this chart. We are explaining Noble Eightfold Path stage by stage. On the top there is Nibbana. For realization of Nibbana, you must do sila, samadhi, panya. The training of morality, the training of concentration, and the training of wisdom. Among these three trainings, number one, the training of morality is at least 5 precepts or 8 precepts or 9 precepts are necessary for lay devotees. For bhikkhus and bhikkhunis, there must be 4. Number one, Patimokkha Samvara Sila. This is Vinaya rules, observing Vinaya rules. Number 2, Indriya Samvara Sila. Observing controlling faculties. Number 3, Ajiva Parisuddhi Sila. The purification of livelihood. Number 4, Pichya Sannesita Sila. While using 4 requisites, at least 1 time or 2 times or 3 times, etc. You must reflecting knowledge. After purification of virtue, if you had already purified your virtue, then you can continue the training of concentration, samadhi. There are 40 samatha meditation subjects. You can choose anyone, but for beginners, usually we teach Anapana, mindfulness of breathing, or 4 elements meditation. Some meditators, if they practice 4 elements meditation, their concentration becomes very deep. They can attain quickly up to excess concentration stage. But for some meditators, they must practice Anapana. Anapana meditation can produce to attain up to 4th jhana stage. So, a meditator should try to choose one of these 2 meditation subjects. If you are successful up to 4 elements meditation up to excess concentration stage, or mindfulness of breathing, Anapana meditation up to 4th jhana stage, at that time your concentrated mind will produce strong and powerful, brilliant, transparent lights. This light is called the light of wisdom. With the assistance of the light of wisdom, if you discern 32 paths, both internally and externally, then you can clearly see these 32 parts of your body. If you can discern 32 parts, both internally and externally, then there are 3 ways you can continue. If you practice repassiveness meditation, particular manasikara, repassiveness and intention, repassiveness attention, then you can attain 1st jhana. If you practice kala kasinas, you can attain up to 4th jhana stage. Then you can continue other kasinas, and again you can continue up to 4 formless jhanas, 4 immaterial jhanas. Altogether you can practice 8 attainments. Some meditators, they don't like to practice kasinas. They want directly go to vipassana. It is also possible they can directly go to vipassana. If they want to practice vipassana directly from Anapana or 4 elements meditation or mindfulness of breathing meditation, Anapana meditation, it is also possible to practice Rupa Kammatthana, material meditation subject. But it is advisable to practice kasinas, because kasina jhanas produce very deep and profound concentration. If a meditator has very deep and profound concentration, when his concentration is very powerful, at that time strong powerful lights appear. This is called the light of wisdom. When the light of wisdom is very bright, at that time if he discerns 4 elements meditation, he can easily see small subatomic particles called kalabas. And then again he can analyze those kalabas very clearly. Some meditators, if their light of wisdom is not so strong enough, they cannot see clearly ultimate materialities within a kalapa. So because of this reason, it is advisable to continue to practice kasina jhanas also. There are also 4 protective meditation subjects. Number 1, Metta, loving kindness. Number 2, Asubha, formless meditation. Number 3, Buddha Nusri, recollection of Buddha's quality. And number 1, Mrana Nusri, recollection of his own death. Number 2, Asubha, formless meditation. Number 3, Buddha Nusri, recollection of Buddha's quality. And number 4, Metta, Kamathana, loving kindness meditation. So these are also necessary to practice because Buddha teach them to protect a meditator. They are called protective meditations. After practicing kasina jhanas up to 4th jhana, if they continue to practice these 4 protective meditations, within 2 or 3 days they can finish this course. So it is very easy for them after kasina practice. After practicing metta, if they want to continue to practice 4 sublime abidance together with metta, it is very good. 4 sublime abidance are: number 1, metta, loving kindness meditation. Number 2, compassion, karuna meditation. Number 3, sympathetic joy, mudita meditation. Then number 4, upekha, equanimity meditation. Metta meditation, loving kindness meditation, compassion meditation, and sympathetic joy meditation can lead up to that jhana only. Based on these different types of that jhana, these 3 types of that jhana, if he continue equanimity meditation, he can attain up to 4th jhana stage. For the welfare of human beings or all beings, these 4 sublime abidance are very important. If everybody, every human being practice these 4 sublime abidance meditations up to 4th jhana stage, the world will be peaceful. If you already attained these different types of jhanas, your mind is purified from hindrances. Because of this reason, this concentration, jhana concentration, is also called purification of mind. Citta Visuddhi. 8 attainments together with excess concentration are called Citta Visuddhi, purification of mind. After purification of body and purification of mind, you can continue to practice vipassana. In the beginning stage of vipassana, you must try to define mentality and materiality, nama rupa vavatana or nama rupa pariccheda. If you can define mentality and materiality, then you are view, Daithi becomes pure. So this is called purification of virtue and purification of view. But for understanding of mentality and materiality, how you should try? If you want to begin with Rupa Kammatthana material meditation, then you must practice 4 elements meditation. What is the reason? Tata Bhagava Rupa Kammatthana Gatendo Sankhepa Manasikara Vasenawa Vaitara Manasikara Vasenawa Chatudhatu Vavatana Gateti. When expounding Rupa Kammatthana material meditation, usually Buddha teaches 2 ways: 4 elements meditation in brief way and 4 elements meditation in a wider way. So if you want to understand ultimate materiality, then you must practice 4 elements meditation systematically. Our body is composed of subatomic particles called kalabas. To see these kalabas, you should have enough concentration. Based on concentration, if you practice 4 elements meditation systematically, then when your concentration is enough, then you can see these small subatomic particles called kalabas. Again, you must analyze those kalabas. Then you can understand the ultimate materiality. After discerning materiality, you can continue to discern ultimate mentality. Discerning materiality and mentality together is called defining materiality, mentality, knowledge, Nama Rupa Paricheta Jnana. After defining mentality and materiality, then you can continue to discern their cause. Apprehending of cause and condition is called Pichya Parikha Jnana. These 2 types of jnanas are called Jnana Prajna. The Paramatha Dhammas or the Sankharas or formations, which are the object of vipassana. Insight. While discerning ultimate materiality, ultimate mentality and their causes, again you must also try to discern by the way of characteristic, function, manifestation and proximate cause of those formations. After discerning ultimate materiality, ultimate mentality and their causes by the way of characteristic, function, manifestation and proximate cause, then you can continue to practice vipassana. This is the beginning stage of vipassana. Vipassana is number 3, Sammasana Jnana. Sammasana Jnana means ultimate materiality, ultimate mentality and their causes are called formations, sankhara. Ultimate materiality and ultimate mentality are the noble truth of suffering, dukkha, sacca, dhammas. Their causes are the noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya, sacca, dhammas. These 2 types of dhammas are the called formations, sankhara. These sankharas are the object of vipassana. As soon as they arise, they pass away very, very quickly, so they are a nature impermanent. They are always oppressed by rising and passing away, so they are dukkha, suffering. There is no permanent entity, permanent substance in them, so they are anatta, no self. If you contemplate these formations as a nature, impermanent, dukkha, suffering, and anatta, non-self, such type of contemplation is called samasana jnana. In this jnana, samasana jnana stage, when contemplating these formations as a nature, dukkha, anatta, you must try both internally and externally. Again, you must also practice past 5 aggregates, present 5 aggregates, future 5 aggregates as far as you can, both internally and externally, as anicca, dukkha, and anatta alternately. When contemplating in this way, if you gain discern, rising and passing away, in every mind moment or every material moment, then we can say you understand the rising and passing away moment by moment. At that day, you had already attained Uddiyabhaya Jnana stage, the knowledge of rise and fall. If you can clearly understand the rise and fall moment by moment, then you should not pay attention the rising stage. You should emphasize only perishing stage of those formations. If you can see just perishing stage of those formations, such type of knowledge is called Bhanga Jnana, the knowledge of perishing only. You must continue in the same way to see the perishing stage of these formations, and then you must contemplate them as a nature, impermanent, suffering, dukkha, and non-self, anatta. If you continue systematically stage by stage, then above vipassana insight knowledges will appear one by one very quickly. They are Bhaya Jnana, the knowledge of Tara, Adinova Jnana, the knowledge of their port, Nibbida Jnana, the knowledge of disenchantment, Mojjidu Gamyata Jnana, the knowledge of desire to escape from these formations. Patisankha Sankharupaka Jnana, the knowledge of equanimity towards formations. Anuloma Jnana, the knowledge of adaptability. Kudrubu Jnana, the knowledge of escaping, the knowledge of escaping the lineage of worldly beings. And then another is Magga Jnana, path knowledge, Phala Jnana, fruition knowledge, and then Vichavakana Jnana, reflecting knowledge. These different types of knowledge depending on you, the maturity of your vipassana insight. Stage by stage they will arise. For some meditators, within one sitting also this knowledge will arise. For some meditators, it will take long time. Among these different stages of vipassana knowledge, Kudrabu Jnana, change of lineage Jnana, sees Nibbana first. That Kudrabu Jnana is the last stage of Puthujjana, worldly being. It sees, it realizes Nibbana, but it cannot destroy the defilements. So this becomes only between vipassana insight and Subramanic path knowledge. Magga Jnana path knowledge as well as phalajnana, fruition knowledge. These two types of knowledges realize Nibbana. But path knowledge destroys the defilements completely without remainder. Vipassana, different types of vipassana insights can remove the defilements temporarily only. Temporary means while they are practicing vipassana at that time, there may be no defilements. But if they do not practice vipassana, defilements may occur again. But path and fruition knowledge destroys the defilements completely without remainder, stage by stage. If they already attain up to Arhat stage, there will be no defilements. So for realization of Nibbana, this is the most important thing. If you realize Nibbana, then if you begin Sotapanna stream, Indara or stream winner, then your path knowledge will destroy Sakaya deity, identity view, completely without remainder. And then it is not necessary to be afraid of, to be reborn in 4 hopeful states after death. Buddha many times urges his disciples not to extinguish the fire burning on your head. Please try to extinguish the identity view, because this is firewood. After death, you can reborn in one of 4 hopeful states anytime. Because of this reason, for a Buddhist to destroy the identity view is most important thing. So therefore Buddha says, Jaheya Sabha Sanyoga. Please relinquish all bonds, all fetters. Kriya Saranadano. Please do your refuge by yourself. Chiriya Didasi Sova Patya Ichudam Bada. If you want to realize deathless state Nibbana, you must try diligently, like a man whose turban is burning. So please try to practice samatha and vipassana systematically for realization of Nibbana. So after purification of Bhaju, you must practice concentration if you want to realize Nibbana. So tonight I want to introduce you Anapana meditation for beginners. If you want to practice 4 elements meditation, then you can discuss with your interview teacher. I will introduce only Anapana this night. If you want to practice Anapana, you should try to practice according to Buddha's instruction. It is safe. It is better. How you should practice? Buddha teaches in Mahasriprana Sutta there are 4 stages. Number 1, long breath. Number 2, short breath. Number 3, the whole breath body. Number 4, calming down the breath body or complete cessation of the breath body. This is especially referring to the up to 4th jhana stage. Number 4 is up to 4th jhana stage. So you should begin long breath, short breath, and the whole breath body. How you should try? Please breathe normally. Please upright your body. Please focus on your nostril or upper lip. Anywhere you can pay attention to the breath object. If you choose the upper lip, then you should focus the breath on that crossing on that point. You should not emphasize point. You must emphasize the breath crossing on the point. The breath is important, but the breath is going in, going out. You should not follow inside and outside. Just watch on the touching point. The breath crossing on the touching point. So if you can concentrate, it is not necessary to use counting method. But if you cannot concentrate well thoroughly, then commentaries suggest to use counting method. Breathing in, breathing out 1. Breathing in, breathing out 2. Breathing in, breathing out 3. Breathing in, breathing out 4. Breathing in, breathing out 5. Breathing in, breathing out 6. Breathing in, breathing out 7. Breathing in, breathing out 8. Maybe you can stop 8. Within 5 and 10, you can stop anywhere. But there should be one fixed number. It is better. Usually, for remembering of Noble Eightfold Path, our teacher teaches me to use up to 8. So you can use up to 8. So again 1 to 8, again 1 to 8. In this way you must go. While counting, you should try hard to control your mind, not to go away from your breath object. This is important. If you permit wandering mind, your concentration cannot develop. So while walking also, you must focus on your breath object in the same way. While standing, while sitting, while lying down, in every bodily posture, you must concentrate on your breath object in the same way, only one object. If there is any bodily pain, you should not pay attention to this painful feeling. You must focus on your breath object only. But if you cannot bear your painful feelings, then you can change your bodily posture. But frequent changing bodily posture also cannot produce deep concentration. So therefore, please don't care your bodily painful feelings. Please focus on your breath object only. Today let us stop our Dhamma talk here.